This one equation is going to completely change your life. I built a six-figure portfolio in just over 3 years, and I'm about to break down exactly how I did it. This is what I call the Roadman equation. Building wealth is so simple. Simple, not easy. You just need to apply the Roadman equation. What's the Roadman equation? Wealth equals to assets minus liabilities. Now let's break it down. First of all, what's wealth? Wealth is not the same as income. People make this mistake all the time. You get a lot of footballers, you get celebrities, you get high earning people. They think they're wealthy. They're not. You're just high earning. The wealth comes in what you can actually keep rather than what you make. That's the real difference. Now let's break down assets. The assets are things that you have that bring money into your pocket. These are things like stocks, bonds, shares, and real estate. They actually line your pocket with income. Now let's break down liabilities. Liabilities are things that take money out of your pocket. We're talking about your rent, your mortgage, things like those stupid Gucci belt that you buy. No offense, but those things are actually taking money out of your pocket rather than putting it back in. Once you piece that together, you get the wealth equation, or what I call the Roadman equation. We're going to break down a little bit further and spend more time understanding each section of this. What is wealth? To me, wealth is freedom. Wealth is options. Wealth is security. Wealth is knowing that you can do what you want, when you want, where you want. What wealth isn't is income. A lot of people make this mistake and thinking because they're earning a lot of money, they're wealthy. You see that footballer? You see that rich guy, the guy with the Lamborghini and the Ferrari? A lot of them are not wealthy. They're just high earning. In fact, many of these people are in debt. They owe money, which means that they're not actually wealthy. So in order to be wealthy, you need to have things in place that will give you the freedom and the options that you want. Let's talk about how to build wealth. There are so many ways of building wealth, especially in 2025. You can do things online, you can buy physical properties, you can invest in different stocks, bonds, and so on. The easiest way for anyone to do is simply by investing in the stock market. You just need to open up a brokerage account with the likes of Trading 212, Hargreaves Lansdown, and so on. There's so many of them, and you can just invest your money consistently into a low fund and continue to put money in that way. The S&P 500 ETF, for example, is known to deliver 10% return per year. So simply by investing in that consistently, you can expect your money to grow over a period of time. Some people are good at business. You can invest your money in the business, something that you believe in, something you're good at, and that will then increase your income, and that will then allow you to have the money to put away and build that wealth. The liabilities are very, very simple, and everyone's familiar with those. These are the things that we're constantly spending money on. There are things that you can't avoid. You have to pay your mortgage, you have to pay your car note. But the simple things that we could take out are things like eating out all the time, the takeaway, the partying, the clothes, the expensive Gucci and the Fendi. These things are actually killing your assets. You need to reduce these as much as possible. Simple way of doing that is writing a budget, so you know exactly what's coming in versus what's going out. The moment what's coming in is lower than what's going out, then you know you have a problem and you need to solve that very quickly. Another way of reducing your liabilities is by doing things that can typically be done at home rather than doing them outside the home. For example, if you like a nice coffee, rather than going to Starbucks or Costa every day, why not make your own coffee? Instead of going on 2 holidays, why not go on a nice holiday and then bank the rest of the money? The liabilities are then substantially reduced, which then allows you enough money to put away into the asset category. Assets. Your single biggest asset is yourself. Yes, you are your biggest asset. First thing you want to do is to make yourself as valuable as possible. This means you need to look into your talent, what skills you have, how you can improve yourself, how to upgrade yourself. Can you go back to school? Can you pick up an online course? Can you pick up additional shifts at work? Can you ask for more responsibilities? Go to your boss at work and say, how can I add more to allow me to have more responsibility here? And you'll be surprised. How can I gain the next level of experience? How can I get a promotion to make myself more available to your organization? Many of your bosses won't believe it, but you won't also believe how quickly they would actually put you through certain programs. Can you actually do a side hustle? Something that's going to allow you to use the skills you currently have to generate more income. Because it's this additional income that you need to then start buying those assets such as stocks and bonds and shares that will allow you to build the wealth. So work on yourself, improve your ability to earn money, make yourself more valuable, and then that'll allow you to generate more income. That'll then allow you to buy more assets to generate the wealth. Just to be clear, assets are not things that you own necessarily. It's things that put money in your pocket or into your bank account. So simply owning your car or owning your home isn't necessarily you having assets. It's the fact that these things are generating income and compounding over time that makes them an asset. So make sure you don't buy things like jewelry or clothes that's going to actually go down over time. Make sure you're buying things that will appreciate over time. Things like real estate, things like gold, things like coins, artwork. These are the real things that will increase in price over time and will generate this wealth for you. Now we understand the three components. You need to build your assets simply by increasing your value in the market, earning more money, putting the money into things that will multiply over time and use the power of compounding to your advantage. You need to reduce your liabilities, the things you need to pay for, reduce them as much as you can. The things you don't need to pay for, remove them as much as you can, and then you put all of that into the same equation and you get the Roadman equation. Assets minus liability equals to wealth. It really is that simple. I told you it was simple, but not easy. In order to achieve this, you need to have consistency, you need to show discipline, and it's going to take time. Though things can happen overnight, just stick with it. And this equation has never failed. If you found this helpful, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. If you have any comments, any questions, make sure you leave them below. Let's talk about it. It's a Roadman Investor.